All right, now for one of everyone's favorite topics, which is risk management. All the supervisors will go through or already have gone through a pretty extensive risk management training, and they're also all first aid, CPR, AED certified. Obviously, all the lifeguards are also first aid, AED, lifeguard, and CPR certified as well. For the rest of the staff, obviously you might not be trained in those areas, but we still want to go through just a quick overview of what risk management is, how it plays into each role, and sort of what it means. So, what is negligence? So, negligence is sort of this overarching theme of risk management. So, basically, negligence is if we don't do something that would be reasonable. An example is not paying attention or caring, or if you do something that a reasonable person would not do. So, thinking about in your jobs, obviously, there's a lot of risk involved in any sort of physical activity. So, what can you do to limit risk? If something is within your power to, say, for example, clean up a puddle or report a broken piece of equipment, or if you see someone doing something dangerous, what can you do that would be reasonable instead of just ignoring that or not really even paying attention in the first place? So, in your job as a FOA in the fitness center, some examples of this could be, being on your cell phone, being distracted, not having your radio on. That's a really important one. Making sure you have the radio on your hip at all times. Make sure the volume's up loud enough that you can hear if you were to get radioed. And also that way, if someone gets hurt, you can report it. Leaving the fitness center or the indoor track unattended. Not knowing what to do if someone gets hurt, which is basically radioing the supervisor and alerting them so that they can call 911 or just come assist. Overall, just not paying attention, and then seeing somebody doing something unsafe and not stopping them. As an MSR at the front desk, not being aware of what's going on in front of you. So people coming in or out of the building, just like the FOAs, not having your radio on or turned up, not paying attention, talking on your phone or chatting with friends so loud that you couldn't hear a call for help, and then failing to enforce policies or giving out wrong information. As a lifeguard, being distracted on the stand is obviously a very important one. So no phones should be ever allowed on the stand. No books, no distractions, no headphones. So that's a really simple one. Not paying attention, and then just like the other positions, not having your radio turned on or up loud enough that you can hear it. If someone were to get hurt and sues, they're going to potentially sue us at Campus Rec, and they're going to try to figure out was the accident foreseeable? Did someone get hurt? Is there anything that we did that caused the injury? So did we do something negligent that sort of contributed to that person getting hurt? So whether that's not addressing something or no one was paying attention, something like that, that's what we want to try to avoid. So this isn't really meant to scare you, but just to sort of drive home the importance of this and what we can all do to make things as safe as possible. So risk management itself is identifying, analyzing, and then either accepting or working to mitigate that risk. So also known as making smart decisions or helping others make smart decisions. Elements of risk management: first is identifying the issue. So say there's a wet spill from someone's water bottle on the floor, you'd identify that, you'd evaluate it. So, okay, that seems to be dangerous, someone might slip. You would create a plan. So I'm going to call a custodial to see if they can come help dry this up. Or maybe I can just dry it up myself with the towels if it's small enough. Implementing that plan, so acting, and then evaluating. So, okay, is it dry enough now that it's no longer a risk, or do I need to put a wet floor sign out or mark the area off? So keep it on your mind when you start your shift, when you're working your shift, when you're leaving, and just keep in mind one of the really important ones we want to send home, which is, do I know what to do if someone is having a life-threatening injury right now? So at the end of the day, we are very close to the hospital. We're close to EMS access. So knowing that calling those resources early could really be the difference between life and death for somebody. Constantly watch for possible hazards, people doing things that are unsafe, equipment being set up poorly or not properly secured, or even being used incorrectly. Active supervision is how we can prevent this. So constantly making sure you're aware of the areas around you, watching out for potential problems, and then addressing or reporting things to the supervisor if you see them. And then at each station, we have one of these, which is EAP quick reference guide. So this will have things such as life-threatening injuries, lightning, tornadoes, all sorts of things, and really quick bulleted steps of what you would do if one of those things were to occur. So keep an eye out for those, and I suggest reviewing them at the beginning of your shifts.